We specialize in leak-free, pressure-tight castings. Big areas we go into are pneumatics, fluid controls, fluid power, hydraulics. Hello, I'm Mike Stahl with Olson Aluminum Castings out of Rockford, Illinois. Air set is a little different type of process where normally we'd use the green sand where we're using a compression of the sand to hold shape. Air set, we're basically using like a phenolic binder in the sands, and it's basically a timed scenario. It's just a little different process. It gives us a little broader range in terms of our capabilities, deeper draws, a little better detail, but it still stays within our volume ranges of low to moderate volume. Allows us to do some different things in the coper, which would be the top half of the mold. We can actually glue cores, put core assemblies up into the cope, or traditionally in the green sand side, you wouldn't actually be able to do that very conventionally. Most of your cores would typically set in the drag. So it gives us a little bit of versatility in terms of being able to orient parts differently and have a better situation in terms of getting a proper fill. Typical example of a fuel body. It's obviously machined complete, machined ultimately by the end user themselves. Again, has to be pressure tight and leak free. Free of voids, free of porosity, free of shrink, that type of thing. This is what the casting typically looked like prior to machining. And we get this in the right orientation for you here. And then basically you kind of see what the raw casting would look like, and then ultimately what the machine finish looks like. Here's an impact tool. Basically it's a hydraulic tool. They'll bring hydraulics in the backside. There's a spool valve that will actually go in here accordingly. It's certainly not finished at this point. The customer will have some assembly to go here, but again, this has to be pressure tight and leak free. It's not uncommon for us to have a casting as such, a hydraulic manifold. The working pressure of this after it's machined complete is roughly 4,000 psi without any impregnation whatsoever. It's a fuel filter head. Again, here it's been machined complete. This project came to us as a problem child with some leakage characteristics that we were able to solve for the customer. This ultimately winds up going down to Caterpillar, part of their program. And again, they've been running these things now for the last, I want to say, 12 years, totally leak-free and also free of any impregnation. We actually believe here if you have to impregnate a casting, it's a salvage operation. There's a couple products that we ultimately do for the railroad industry. It actually starts out as a raw casting. We have the part actually fully machined, almost complete. The only portion that's left as cast is actually internal. So here's a project, for example, that we handle from start to finish. From the initial tooling, from the initial tool design, to the raw casting, to the machining, and actually to the plating. I would say for most engineering departments, it's one thing to source a casting. There's a lot of foundries out there who can make basic shapes. A lot of people can make bases to the gumball machines, frisbees, manhole covers. We can make those shapes also. The problem comes in is we're not going to bring anything of value to the table for those types of folks. We're a little bit of a niche foundry, if you will. As I mentioned, pressure tight, leak free. We expect our material to finish like bar stock, free of voids, free of porosity, free of shrinkage. We have a superior surface finish based on our green sand capabilities. And fourthly, we get into prototypes. So, you know, if any one of those four areas fit what you're after, then we're a good source for you. If all four of them fit, it's phenomenal.
See us and other quality suppliers at d2p.com.